guys. I know you're not gonna be able to hear me that great because this is on my phone, but unfortunately that's how I can film car chats. And I wanted to kind of fill everybody in about my thoughts on our annual pass holder year. So we became annual pass holders in September of 2016. And the way we did it was we booked a free dining package so that we got a discount. And when we got to Disney, we used discount gift cards that we bought. I had bought mine from between Target to get the 5% and Kroger to get the gas points. And we ended up upgrading there. So what we did is, I am friends with my previous travel agent. I'm obviously a travel agent now, but with her, I went ahead and got a 10-day park hopper, water park somewhere, like the most expensive ticket I could get, so that I could give her the commission, because that's just how I am. And then that way, when we went to go at Disney, we didn't have to pay as much because we had really expensive tickets. And the way it works is, when you upgrade to an annual pass, they're going to see what your annual pass, amount is. And I think it was like $7.49 for the one we chose per person. And then they take off whatever you paid for tickets. So I want to say when we were at Disney, we paid maybe $1,800. No, I think it was like $1,500 to upgrade it. So in order to make a annual pass holder worth it, I think you really have to go at least 2 weeks of the year, or know that you don't have the ability to do 2 long week trips, but you would really like to take some weekend trips and stuff like that. Then that also makes it worth it, because if you buy a 1-day ticket, it's like $100 and change, maybe a little bit more. And once you get up to like 5 and 6 days, it's only adding on like $20, $30, $40 each time per extra day. But still, just that 1, 2, 3 days, it's expensive. It's really, really expensive to just go for that little amount of time. And we knew that we had just relocated, so vacation time wasn't really there. And we went from having 5 weeks like 4 weeks vacation to no vacation and stuff like that. So we knew that we were going to have to be kind of creative with our vacation time. So that was another reason why we decided to get the annual pass, and just the fact that we had moved. I knew it was going to be a really rough year, kind of acclimating and everything like that. So we decided, let's do something a little bit different and get an annual pass. So the way we did it is, we had that first trip, which was 5 or 6 days. I believe it was a Thursday through Monday or Tuesday over Labor Day weekend. And then in that trip, we celebrated Aubrey, Casey, and Ellie's birthday. We were actually in DisneyWorld for Aubrey's actual birthday. We also did Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. We had the free dining at this trip, so we didn't have any of the discounts, but we did have the discount on merchandise. So the year we have been an annual pass holder, it's been their 45th anniversary, so we've actually gotten some extra discounts. So normally you get 10% off of items, but we actually got 20% this year, which it was awesome because it was covering tax plus a little bit more, and my kids were able to get some bigger items that they probably wouldn't have splurged on before. The next trip we went on was our trip for Trevor's birthday, and that trip was from January 1st, which was I think like a Saturday or a Sunday, until like a Wednesday. I want to say it was another like 5-day trip. Again, we had a really great trip. This trip we did do dining, and we did quick service dining. And then we did use the pass holder discount because, again, they offered some really good discounts on dining this time. And we made sure that we used restaurants that were were offering that. Then the following trip, on a whim, we decided, I was talking with a friend of mine, and she was going in March, and we're like, you know what, let's just go. And we went for like a 3 or 4 day weekend. I want to say it was a 4-day weekend. We got to visit with her. We got to hang out with her. It was awesome. We loved it. We had a great time, and it was just kind of spur of the moment. And that trip, I think, cost us about $1,000 $1,000 for quick service dining and the room, because it was such a short amount of time, because you also do get the pass holder rate for rooms. And I won't say that the pass holder rate is awesome. Like, it's a little bit more than the regular discounts that they offer. And when I say a little bit, I mean like a couple dollars each time. However, the availability is a lot more, and we're able to get rooms that are completely booked solid under the, you know, typical rates or whatever that are out. So that's always a huge incentive for me to book those, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a good deal being able to stay at resorts that, you know, would have been booked up by now or whatever. So then we knew that we wanted to take one big long trip, and that was supposed to be in May for my birthday. However, we pushed it back to July, and I'm really glad that we did, because that was actually, we were afraid because we thought it was going to be a really hard week to be there, but it was actually a very quiet week. And we again met up with friends that were also annual pass holders, and it was just really cool to be able to just, like, on the whim, be able to go with friends. Like, that's awesome. So we spent a full week there, Sunday to Sunday. And then our last trip is going to be a Wednesday through Sunday trip again. So we more than maxed out the value of our passes, because the amount of money that it would have cost for all these tickets would have been a lot more than what we paid for our annual pass. And yeah, it sucked paying that much money for annual passes. However, it was nice to know that it was done for the year. And for us, like, to go to the Georgia Aquarium, it cost us about $400. So for us, it was like, yeah, no brainer. Let's just go to Disney instead. So if you can kind of take a year and just do Disney and not really do much else, it's totally worth it, in my opinion. So trip-wise, it was totally worth it. The July trip, we did no dining, and we ended up saving quite a bit using that pass holder discount and on food and stuff, to make it definitely worth it to have that pass holder rate or whatever. So really, really happy with that. In the grand scheme of things, I probably would have never gotten a dining plan the entire time we had our pass holder discount, because it's just such a good discount, and we were able to save a lot of money utilizing that in our July trip. So that is a regret, but I mean, it's nothing I can change, you know, at this point. So there's that. Definitely loved having the discount on merchandise. Like I said, it's definitely a good discount to have. Yeah, so having free memory maker saved us $169 off of having the memory maker every time, which I don't know if that's a huge savings. I definitely loved having it all year long, but there definitely would have been, like, my little trips, we wouldn't have bought it. We wouldn't have had it. So it's definitely one of those things that it's like, it didn't necessarily save us money, but it gave us something that we do really enjoy having that we normally wouldn't have had. And then obviously there's little things like, you know, I loved having the little annual pass holder thing to put on my Magic Band. It was just cool being an annual pass holder. They also opened a annual pass holder line at all the parks this year, and that's been really awesome. Some days it's a lot quicker, some days it's probably the same, some days it may have been a little bit longer and we could just scooch over into the other line, but that definitely was a bonus. We definitely did really like that. I do wish that I took more opportunities to get, like, the Flower and Garden pass holder shirt, or, you know, any of that type of stuff. I did get a special pass holder Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party last year, but I wish I would have taken better advantage of that type of stuff, but I didn't. And then I also wish that I would have, like, if you do any of the special events, so like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, the Christmas party, there's quite a few more things like the Keys to the Kingdom tour, you get discounts on that stuff too. And we did the Halloween party in 2014 and then again in 2016, so that's why we're not doing it this trip, because I'm like, I don't want to get sick of it, because it's something that I really enjoy. But I kind of wish that I would have maybe done the Christmas party this year or something like that, but we didn't, and, you know, that's okay, and, you know, it is what it is. So in the future, will we become annual pass holders again? I'm not quite sure, because we definitely went a lot to Disney this year. Like, I figured it out, and I think we spent over a month of the year in Disney, which is awesome to think about. However, it is expensive to go to Disney, so we're unsure. I think what we would do next time is our next trip, do the same thing, book under a discount, get the max amount of tickets and all that stuff, and then go to Disney and upgrade our passes to annual passes. And then do it at a time that we know in the following year we would take a trip maybe like a week or so earlier, and then do it that way so that we have a nice long trip. Like we're thinking like our next trip we want to do like 10 days for our big trip, and then maybe do, so this is hypothetically, I don't think it's gonna happen, but let's say we're gonna do like, we're thinking that magic week between Halloween and the Christmas party starting, like, you know, the last, basically like the first week in November kind of thing. We were thinking of taking a 10-day long trip then, so we could do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, the Very Merry Christmas Party, see the Halloween decorations, see the Christmas decorations, and just kind of have a really nice long Disney trip. So we're thinking of doing that, and then upgrading our annual passes, and then in 2019 go maybe our fall break week or something like that, because we have a very late September fall break, and do the full week there. So then that way we would have like 17 days of annual pass time that we could do. The only problem with that is you plan that and then you say, oh, well, we have annual passes, let's just go for a quick weekend trip, or let's just go for this, or let's just go for that, and then your longer trips kind of become shorter. So that's my only deterrent on it. I don't know, but that's why we're taking off about a year, and we're going to save a lot so that we can basically, when we want to book that long trip and be able to pay it in full, and then be saving for the following annual pass holder trip, if that makes any sense at all. I don't want to be an annual pass holder every year. I'm thinking like every couple years we'd become an annual pass holder. I think that would work really well for me, because you do kind of get sick of Disney, if I'm being completely honest. I'm kind of sick of Disney right now. My kids aren't. My kids love it, but you know, I mean, they're kids and they're only young once, so I'm trying to remember that and realize that, you know, we're in that time frame where in a few years my kids are all going to not want to go to Disney as much. You know, they'll go to Disney every few years and they'll be fine with it, and they're going to be more into Universal and all of the big roller coaster parks and all that stuff. So we're trying to take that time with Disney and enjoy it before it's kind of like a lot less common or whatever. So those are my thoughts on an annual pass. We are not DVC members or Florida residents or anything like that, so we did have to pay that like $7.49, and we just got the annual pass that had everything but water parks. In the grand scheme of things, I kind of wish I would have gotten the water park one, but it is what it is. But we've also been considering maybe becoming water park annual pass holders to Disney, and maybe make a couple trips like that, and then that way we could maybe do a day at Universal or a day at SeaWorld and do a vacation like that, because for us, we can get to Disney in 7 to 8 hours, depending on how long our stops are and all that stuff. So it's not that bad of a drive. Like, we can do it like that. We can leave by, you know, mid-afternoon or there by late evening. Like, it's not a bad commute at all. So those are my thoughts. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them for you. I think I covered everything, but I mean, I definitely enjoyed it, but I'm also definitely excited to kind of take a break from Disney and be able to like miss Disney and want to go back to Disney and, you know, have that like excitement again. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in our next video. And when you're watching this, I believe we are in Disney or getting ready to go to Disney, so definitely make sure you check us out on Instagram, because I like to post a lot of pictures when we're at Disney.